Today I'm going to be opening up the Brambleberry Bella Vita fragrance collection and telling you my first thoughts live on camera. Before I open this, I just want to say, first of all, I bought this myself. This is not, I know that sometimes fragrance companies like send things to people. I don't have that kind of power, so I just bought this. I've never bought an entire fragrance collection, but this one I thought was interesting because the name, the Bella Vita is a little, generic, but it is, the promotion for it felt very like summery. There's obviously an Italian vacation sort of vibe. And I just in general feel like summer fragrances are much more challenging than other times of the year. Summer is a really slow time for my business generally. And so I was curious about like what they felt were good summer scents. And so I'm going to react a little bit to that idea. So I have not opened this yet. I'm going to open this. Let's just see. Let me see if I can show you what's in here. Oh, cute. Postcard. Good marketing. I like that. So it's a little fragrance collection. The back has each of the fragrances. So we have, it says, travel to the heart of Italy with Bella Vita, a collection inspired by rolling vineyards, sun-kissed lemons, Mediterranean beaches, and earthy olive wood. So they've really covered all their bases there. So the 4 fragrances are Sicilian Sea Breeze, which is ocean mist, rosemary, lemon, Italian cypress, cedar, and patchouli. Italian Lemoncello, which is Sicilian lime, Sorrento lemon, sugar water, and sparkling guava. I love guava. I'm very curious to smell that one. Tuscan juniper and myrtle, which is myrtle, juniper, pear, laurel, fir balsam, incense, and musk. Maybe a little bit more of an earthy one. And then Olivewood and cypress, which is Italian cypress, Sicilian moss, jasmine, geranium, and olive wood. Honestly, just based off of the fragrance notes alone, I'm really excited to smell all of these. I think with summer fragrances, sometimes they're just really like fruity and sweet and just a little much. I find them to be a little bit too much sometimes, which is why I have trouble creating my own summer collection. And these, I don't know, I feel like these have a lot of potential. I'm very curious to see how all of these are. So I'm gonna just left to right unwrap the nice electrical tape around here. Very satisfying to take that off. Okay, Sicilian Sea Breeze. So once again, this is ocean mist, rosemary, lemon, Italian cypress, cedar, and patchouli. Love like ocean notes. Yeah, I feel like if you want to do something that is like beach themed, this is a nice one. Yeah, I like that. I would say that's definitely fresh. I do feel like the lemon and cypress is definitely coming through. Maybe a little bit too much for me, if I'm being honest. It needs something to maybe ground it a little bit more. I would consider mixing this with something else. It is really like fresh and lovely. I feel like this is definitely drifting into what I was sort of talking about, where it just feels a little bit too sweet. I think that lemon it's feeling very strong. I think if someone's looking for something that they want to smell like the ocean, that's a great option because it is like a really bright, clean scent. To me, I'm also in the Midwest, so every time I come across something that's supposed to smell like the ocean, it just feels kind of silly. You know, like when you meet someone in a landlocked state and they have like nautical themed decor everywhere, it just like, it doesn't quite connect. We do have Lake Michigan, which looks like the ocean, but it's a very different vibe. So, okay, we're going to try Italian Limoncello next. I also feel like I struggle with like food and drink scented things. I think they can feel really like synthetic, and I just feel like it's like they smell like candy, which I like candy, don't get me wrong, but not for like the smell of my home or like perfume or something. So oh, that's nice. It is pretty, like, it's called limoncello. It's very lemony, which it should be. That's the vibe. I feel like it's very true to the name, so that's good. Brambleberry is really good about that like if they say something's gonna smell like something, they're gonna nail it. For me, limoncello as a scent is it's too sweet. The fact that sugar water is one of the fragrance notes is like really coming through. It smells sweet. I do think like something like this would be really good for a kid's line too. These are the sorts of things that like a kid's bath bomb, like this would be perfect for something like that, or a kid's soap. Like these are great because it is still like, it's not sickeningly sweet, but to me it's too sweet for a candle. And just like in general, it's not something I'd want. I feel like it's making me salivate. It does. I mean, it smells like something that would taste good. But that's just like not the vibe I go for usually in my fragrances. Okay, next, these next two I feel like maybe are going to be more up my alley. This is the Tuscan juniper and myrtle. The fragrance notes are myrtle, juniper, pear, laurel, fir balsam, incense, and musk. I got a little bit of that limoncello on my hands. Now I'm nervous it's going to like mess with my sense of smell, but that's nice. I really like that. It is definitely like earthy. Like that, the like incense, balsam, musk is definitely coming through. So I really like that for woodsy. I don't feel like this feels particularly summery. So this, I think, has more of like a year-round appeal for sure. I really like that. Yeah, I feel like if you're looking for something with musk, like a little bit of either a gender neutral or even like a masculine scent, that one's really nice. I feel like that could honestly, that could be a good Christmas scent. Fir just like always smells like Christmas to me, kind of. And I feel like if you wanted like a very subtle Christmassy fragrance or holiday fragrance, I would maybe go for something like this. I feel like it's really light. I think that's a balance I'm always trying to find, is something that's not too overwhelming. I feel like, to me, that's sort of the difference between a budget-friendly fragrance product and a high-end fragrance product, is that the budget-friendly is usually like an overpowering scent. And as you get closer to luxury, it is much more of like a subtle, gentle fragrance. It has like a very zen vibe to it, I think. So I like that one. That's probably my favorite so far. But I also love olive. So I'm very excited about this last one. So this last one is the Olivewood and Cypress, and it is Italian cypress, Sicilian moss, jasmine, geranium, and olivewood. I always think it's funny, some of these descriptions or like the adjectives they put on these fragrance notes, like Italian cypress, Sicilian moss. Like, does Sicilian moss smell different than other mosses? Or is that just marketing? I don't know. Maybe it does. I've never been to Sicily, and I don't know a ton about moss, but I'm just saying, sometimes I think it's funny the way that they name these things. They're like trying to get us. That's really subtle too, really gentle, nice, like clean, very, very clean, very spa-like. I think that moss probably is a big part of it. Thank God for Sicilian moss. What would we do otherwise? Where would we get our moss from if not Sicily? Ooh, I really like that. Ooh, I think that might be my favorite. Yeah, definitely the last two are my favorite. This one I think is really good. It's, again, super subtle, but I think it smells expensive. Like, I think this would make a good, well, let's see how it does in soap. Oh! Discolors to purple in cold process. What makes it turn purple? But it behaves well. Whoa, okay, now I want to make soap with that. That's so interesting. I'm gonna look this up on their website. Brambleberry's really good about showing photos of what a cold process soap looks like made with each fragrance oil. So I imagine that they'll show an example of what this looks like, but that's really cool. Okay, so doubling down on this would be an amazing soap. I love this. Okay. I can't stop smelling this one. This is definitely the winner for me, is the Olivewood and Cypress. I'm just gonna keep smelling it. I feel like calmer just smelling it. It's so good. That's, again, to me, this is definitely like a year-round fragrance too. I don't feel like it's necessarily just summer. The first two, the Sicilian sea breeze and the Italian limoncello, strong summer vibes. I would only use those at summertime. The other two, I think, are a little bit more universal, with the Tuscan juniper and myrtle, for me, giving like holiday wintry vibes. and that Olivewood and Cypress. In my business, I have year-round scents, and then I have seasonal scents that I release every, 4 times a year. And to me, this absolutely gives like year-round. This Olivewood and Cypress is a year-round scent. I can't stop smelling it. It's so good. Just to be clear, sometimes you smell it in the bottle and then it smells different in the finished product. So I do kind of want to play around with some of these and see how they turn out. Honestly, I cannot wait to make a soap with this and see what it looks like. I think if I were going to have to pick a season for this, I would maybe pick fall, just because it is pretty woodsy and like earthy. I feel like it smells like a fall hike, maybe. Oof, I love that. That's really good. And I'm going to smell this Tuscan juniper and myrtle again. Yeah, that one's good too. I think this one smells expensive. This one maybe smells the most expensive to me, like the most luxury. I don't know the price points on any of these. So some of theirs, Brambleberry, pretty much any fragrance supplier, I feel like has a range with like more expensive, and there's not always a huge difference, but it's like with Makesy, for example, there are some that for 16 ounces, it's like $45 for 16 ounces. And then others where it's like $80 for 16 ounces. So that makes a big difference, especially in a product like a candle where you're using like a half an ounce, or my reed diffusers, I use an ounce of fragrance oil. So I am curious about the pricing on these. It doesn't always line up that the ones that smell more expensive are more expensive. So that's sort of why I'm curious with this group. But wow, okay. This is, I think, what's fun about buying a collection is to sort of see like how they pair all these things together. It can be a good inspiration for you when you're creating your own collection. I think that this offers a real range in 4 fragrances, which is impressive because that's, you really have to sort of hone in on the vibe for each one. I don't know that I necessarily feel like it's a super cohesive collection. I think that the last 2, the earthier ones, are a pretty far step from the first 2. The first 2 feel very youthful to me. And then the last 2 have much more of like a luxe, like spa resort, like the sort of candle that you'd maybe have on your bucket list to like buy when you have saved up for it. And so, it's like, to me, there's a very clear separation between the 4 of them. But I think like this, I love this marketing. This is, as someone who's buying their first collection, I think I will probably do this again in the future. Because even the ones that I might not use, like the limoncello and the sea breeze, I can definitely use for like gifts or for myself, or honestly for stuff for my kids. So overall, very happy with the purchase. And yeah, I'm curious, have any of you smelled any of these scents? What are you thinking for summer? Which one of these would you buy just based off of my reaction and the fragrance notes? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.